If you only use toilet paper, you are walking around dirty. And today, I'm going to prove it to you. Welcome back to Pinoy Facts. Today, we are taking on the West. We're going to deconstruct the biggest, most successful marketing scam in modern history, the toilet paper industry. Let me ask you a question. Imagine this: if you were walking barefoot in the park and you stepped in fresh dog poop. Would you take a dry piece of paper, wipe your foot, put your shoe back on, and say, "Yep, all clean"? No, that's gross, right? You would use water. You would use soap. You would scrub that thing until it shines. So why on earth do Westerners accept the dry wipe method for the most sensitive part of their body? Enter the hero of the Philippines. The ultimate tool of hydro-cleansing, the tabo, or a plastic dipper. To a foreigner, it's just a plastic bucket. To a Filipino, it is an advanced, highly calibrated, culturally ingrained water delivery system. By the end of this video, you will understand the fluid dynamics, the environmental economics, and the hilarious history of Tabo, and I guarantee you will want to buy one. Let's apply some first principles thinking to bathroom hygiene. The Western method relies on surface area friction. You take dry paper and you drag it across your skin. What are you actually doing? You aren't removing the bacteria. You are just smearing it into a thinner, more evenly distributed layer. You are essentially painting, so messy. Now, Europeans will say, but wait, we have the bidet. Sure, the bidet is great. It shoots a pressurized stream of water. But bidets are expensive, they require complex plumbing, and they break. The Tabo never breaks. It is open-source hardware. It is the AK-47 of bathroom hygiene, cheap, reliable, and works in any environment. Let's talk physics. The Tabo utilizes hydro-cleansing gravity. When a Filipino uses a Tabo, they aren't just splashing water randomly. It is a calculated trajectory. You scoop the water from the timber pail, you position your hand at a precise 45-degree angle behind your back, and you let gravity pull a smooth, continuous sheet of water down your lower back, perfectly washing away everything in its path. Your other hand, that acts as the mechanical scrubber. Water plus friction equals 100% cleanliness. But here is where foreigners lose their minds. If you are an expat or a tourist visiting the Philippines for the first time, you walk into a Filipino bathroom and the floor is wet. To a Westerner, a wet bathroom floor means something is leaking or someone missed the toilet. It induces panic, but to a Pinoy, a wet bathroom floor means purity. It means the Tabo has done its job. The person who went in there is clean. In the West, bathrooms are dry, carpeted, and decorated like living rooms. In the Philippines, the bathroom is a wet zone. It's an aquatic chamber. We wash our bodies, we wash our clothes, and we wash our butts in the exact same tiled arena. It is an engineering marvel of space utilization. But where did the Tabo come from? Did we just invent a plastic cup and call it a day? No, the Tabo is ancient technology. Long before the Spanish arrived in 1521, Filipinos were already obsessed with hygiene. We lived near rivers and oceans. We bathed multiple times a day. Smelling like the sun wasn't a thing for our ancestors. The original Tabo wasn't neon plastic. It was a perfectly hollowed-out coconut shell attached to a smooth bamboo handle. It was biodegradable, locally sourced, and perfectly weighted. It was a masterpiece of indigenous industrial design. Compare this to Europe in the Middle Ages. While Filipinos were taking river baths and using coconut shell water dippers, Europeans were throwing chamber pots out of their windows into the streets. King Louis XIV of France supposedly only took 3 baths in his entire life. So, when the West tries to lecture Asia on hygiene, just remember the historical receipts. The Tabo has always been morally and scientifically superior. Fast forward to the 20th century. The post-war era brought plastics to the Philippines. The coconut shell was replaced by high-density polyethylene. The Tabo became immortal. It became pink, it became blue, it became the single most important household item in the 7,000 islands. Let's look at the economics. Jeff Bezos would look at the toilet paper industry and say, "This is a brilliant recurring revenue model." Why? Because you are literally flushing your money down the drain. Let's look at the economics. Jeff Bezos would look at the toilet paper industry and say, "This is a brilliant recurring revenue model." Why? Because you are literally flushing your money down the drain. Let's do the math. The average American uses 141 rolls of toilet paper a year. That's around $120 to $150 a year per person. For a family of 4, you are spending $600 a year just to wipe. Now let's look at the Philippine Tabo economy. A standard plastic tabo costs 50 pesos. That's about $1. And how long does a tabo last? Forever. You will pass your tabo down to your grandchildren. It is a generational asset. That's an inheritance. But the real cost is environmental. Do you know how many trees are cut down every single day just to make toilet paper? Over 27,000 trees every single day, just so the West can smear dog poop around with dry paper. The tabo, on the other hand, requires nothing but gravity and a few cups of water. It is the ultimate green technology. If the entire world adopted the Filipino Tabo, we could save millions of acres of forests. The Tabo isn't just a cultural quirk. It is the answer to global climate change. I'm only half joking. Now, for all the foreigners watching this, I know you are terrified. You are staring at that plastic cup next to the toilet, wondering, how do I do this without flooding the entire house? The 3 steps of mastery. Operating a tabo requires skill, flexibility, and core strength. Step 1, the stance. You cannot sit comfortably, you have to hover. You need the leg strength of a Shaolin monk. Step 2, the scoop. You fill the tabo from the tim of the bucket. Step 3, the blind pour. This is the critical moment. Without looking, you must pour the water down your back while your left hand does the washing. If your angle is off by 1 inch, you will soak your shirt, your pants, and your dignity. I have expat friends who tried to use the tabo for the first time. One guy accidentally threw the cup into the toilet. Another guy ended up taking a full shower because he poured the water over his head in a panic. It is a rite of passage. If you can use a tabo in a public seat or comfort room at a gasoline station in the province without getting your shoes wet, you are officially an honorary Filipino. But beware the wet floor. The greatest danger in the Philippines isn't typhoons or traffic. It's slipping on the wet bathroom tiles because someone just used the tabo vigorously. We call this the ta trap. Proceed with caution. Let's bring it all together. The toilet paper industry has convinced half the globe that dry wiping is civilized. But history, physics, environmental science, and basic human hygiene prove that water is, and always will be, king. The tabo is more than just a bathroom tool. It is a symbol of Filipino discard. We don't need expensive machines or complex plumbing. We take what we have, a bucket and a plastic cup, and we create a perfectly optimized, highly effective system. It's resourceful, it's brilliant, and yes, it leaves the floor a little wet. So, I want to hear from you. To my foreign viewers, are you brave enough to ditch the paper and try the tabo? And to my fellow Filipinos, let's settle this in the comments. Pink tabo or blue tabo, which one is superior? Because we all know the green ones break too easily. Drop your answers below. If you want to keep unlocking the secrets of the Philippine Matrix, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and share this with your foreign friends who still use dry paper. I'll see you in the next video. Stay clean.